Welcome back, everyone. We play more Doki.
We're going to show our poem to the Yuri.
It's Yuri, my personal favorite for reasons. Let's see what you've written for today. This is pretty good, Binkle. Were you influenced by seeing everyone's writing styles yesterday?
I guess you could say that.
I was also a bit surprised by how differently everyone writes. So I respect you for trying new things. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings. And write down the things you see and hear. And that's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise.
Ugh, I see. That's a certainly interesting technique. Thanks for sharing.
I have,
Oh no.
well, an example of that if you'd like to read it.
Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for me today? Or no, for today? Not for me.
I mean, why would you write anything for me?
Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem.
The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack.
Yeah.
What the hell? My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an individual human. What?
Unordinary.
As an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon... Oh, shit. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread. My subconscious, well aware of the consequences. Well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The exciting beauty of my cuffing knife. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon on edge.
The
raccoon, an urge.
There you go.
The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and safe. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other.
I have a pet raccoon now.
The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always kindly. My bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Plovian. Classic something conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. What does that say?
Pavlovian or something?
A classic... Oh, yeah, Pavlovian conditioning. Right, because Pavlov... Anyway.
Wow.
Fuck, Yuri.
It doesn't help that we can't read.
I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's.
That's a word.
Obviously.
I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. Something about a raccoon.
That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them.
Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean.
Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies.
Like feeding raccoons?
And then skinning them and wearing them as hats. It's those sort of things that I'm usually forced to keep to myself.
Nobody likes my skinned raccoon hats.
They're just not the same as they used to be. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them.
Oh, that's funny.
Hmm?
Didn't Natsuki also write something about that? About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest? Ow.
She did.
Yeah. She was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody.
She's right.
Correct.
I mean, does she really feel that way? Whoops.
Yeah. Sounds like you two have that in common.
That's interesting. To me, she seemed like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Don't judge a book by its cover, they say. Ah, please, don't tell her I said that.
I'm gonna tell her I said that. Ah, don't worry, I have no reason to.
Okay, phew, I was scared. Well, thank you for sharing it with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself.
Do you hate yourself?
Only sometimes.
Oh.
I might be ranting a little bit now, as per usual.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you're a good listener. I mean, what else are you going to do?
Talk over you and not listen?
Wait, I didn't even show Monica my poem.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, you did.
Yuri was the last one.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, because she had the weird poem. Oh, fuck.
What is happening?
Everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit in front of the room.
Is this about the festival?
Well, sort of.
Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we could put together anything good in just a few days for the festival. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members from the festival.
That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets that we can give out during the event.
Okay, that's great and all.
But that doesn't tell us what we're actually doing for the event. For the festival.
Ah, sorry. I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing.
Performing?
Monica? Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it all in the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time.
Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. It looks like a 4-year-old colored in scribbles.
Wow.
Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting up these posters, did you?
Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea?
Well, no. It's not a bad idea. It's just a horrible one. But I didn't sign up for this, you know. There is no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that.
I agree with Natsuki. I could never, in my life, do something like that.
Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
Guys! No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with another until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask of them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kinda overlooked that. I'm sorry. But... I said but, nah! I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. I won't let it die on my shoulders. If we start the event
and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. I'm going to poke you in the eye. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about.
Poking people in the eye.
It's about expressing our feelings, being intimate with yourself, and finding new horizons like Animal Crossing,
Oh, I love that game.
and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we all are in this club today together. You don't want to share with others, don't you? To inspire them to find the same feeling that brought you here in the first place? I know I do. I know you do.
Wow, you
I
really
know we
need to
all
make
do.
I'd be writing my own script.
And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it.
Hmm. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice.
Ahem.
I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask.
Damn.
I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. Like me. The least we can do is help them out a little bit, you know?
Well, maybe, but
It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Ooh.
okay, fine. I'll recite a frickin' poem.
Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? What say you?
Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. I really like the word dejectedly.
I guess I don't really have a choice.
Ah! That's everyone! You're the best, Yuri!
This club is seriously going to be the death of me. So dramatic.
Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other.
No way!
Monica,
Sorry, my voice cracked.
this is too sudden.
Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of the strangers?
Oh no.
Don't worry.
No.
I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Ah, of course. Now, let's see.
Monica flips through a notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. We have a podium in our classroom?
What?
The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem.
Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine, unlike
Holy
mine.
crap.
She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the world to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Notice how I said all of us are looking at Monica and then didn't mention Natsuki. Monica takes a breath
Wow.
and smiles.
That was good, Monica! Ah, thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori?
I'll go next.
Ooh, woo! Yuri's so fired up all of a sudden!
Yuri clutches. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between
Oops.
her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium.
This poem is called
Yuri anxiously glances at each of us.
You can do it, Yuri!
It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye.
What?
That's a hard-ass title, though.
Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? What did you do with Yuri? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice her voice changes.
Wow.
It's almost like that's what happens. What? It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books.
It's almost like that's what
I
happens.
was like, there's no way that's actually what it says. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman.
Wow.
Wow. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing.
Wow.
This
Whoops.
I can't read! This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly she's finished. I wasn't listening at all. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back to reality and glances around her, as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save this situation.
As per frickin' usual.
I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her. We just couldn't. We were so caught off guard that we must have forgotten.
We're like little Lego people, and our hands fell off.
Aw. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back to her sheet.
Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing.
Looks like Yuri is down for the count.
Okay, I guess I'm next then.
Oh boy. Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium.
This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I jiggled.
Sayori, why are you jiggling up there?
It's a lot harder than I thought.
Really?
How do you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then, I can do it now.
Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match.
Yeah, her soft voice.
The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet.
Almost like to think she said that she liked her poems for to be.
If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't much think of it. What? I wouldn't. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning.
A whole new world.
Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she liked my penis.
What?
My poems.
Come
That's
on.
what I read out of like as it was coming into my vision.
Bruh.
It's like I get to reach, It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud, 'cause we remembered this time.
I did it! Yay!
Good job, Sayori.
Even Binko liked it.
Aw.
I guess that's a good sign.
What does that even mean?
Oh, I think you know what it means. It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be the other poems you didn't work on quite as well with the kind of delivery. I don't really understand because you said all those words incorrectly.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean! I don't know what she means. Well, I've been practicing for that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone. Then next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. Because I'm a control freak. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. It's in 3 hours.
What?
Okay! Now who's
You do
next? Natsuki?
I love it.
Don't make me go before Binkle. It's not like I could compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Binkle lower everyone else's
Standards a little before I have to do it.
Damn.
Get wrecked.
Natsuki!
It's fine, it's fine. My poems are shitty. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step on front of the podium. Whoa, everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel incredibly awkward. That says terribly. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else.
Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence than your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki.
Yeah. I'm going.
Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. And next time on Lyso, we're gonna hear a poem.
We're gonna hear Natsuki's poem. Who's excited for Natsuki's poem?
That we don't get to hear.
Well, not this time, but tune in next time to hear Natsuki say.
Space out, everybody.
Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
for tuning in.
Sorry, I was stretching. I was just doing a little stretchy stretch. All right, I love you guys.
Okay,
Happy February.
is it leap year next year?
What?
Is it New
Let
Year? Leap year?
What?
Is it a leap year this year?
I don't know.